The Secret Book of Destiny, Final Episode.
Chapter 23. The Clockmaker of Tomorrow.
In a quiet coastal town stood a workshop filled with clocks of every shape. Towering floor clocks, delicate pocket watches, intricate hourglasses, even devices whose function no one recognized. Their maker, a man named Orion, was known not for repairing time, but for shaping it. People whispered that his clocks did not track time. They revealed it. Some claimed they ran backward. Others said they stopped completely when the owner was out of alignment. A few insisted they could show glimpses of tomorrow. Orion never denied these stories, yet never confirmed them. One day, a restless woman named Sarah sought him out. She lived in constant anxiety, always anticipating the next chapter, fearing the future, planning every moment. Her life was a race she could never win. The present felt like a waiting room between expectations. When she entered the workshop, all the clocks fell silent, as though time itself held its breath. Orion looked up, eyes soft yet piercing. "What do you seek?" he asked. Sarah replied, "I want to know my future, so I can prepare." Orion studied her. "You are exhausted from trying to outrun time." "I'm exhausted from not knowing," she said. He turned and gestured toward his clocks. "Time is not a river that sweeps you away. It is a garden waiting for your presence." Sarah frowned. "That doesn't help me prepare." He smiled, a patient, knowing smile. He selected a small silver clock and handed it to her. Its hands spun slowly, then stopped. "This is your clock," he said. "Take it. Keep it near. Return when it moves." Sarah waited for more instruction. None came. She left confused, clutching her unmoving clock. Days passed. The clock remained still. She shook it. Nothing. She wound it. Nothing. She grew frustrated. "It's broken," she thought. But something inside told her there was more. She placed it on her bedside table. That night, it ticked once, a single, quiet pulse, then stopped again. The next morning, she stared at it. Why had it moved? What had changed? She replayed her evening, the stillness before sleep, the sincerity of her breath. It had been the only moment she wasn't planning or worrying. She began watching her thoughts. Whenever she worried about tomorrow, the clock remained still. When she relaxed, became present, tick. One click, then silence. Slowly, she saw a pattern. The clock moved only when she stopped trying to control the future. She returned to Orion. "It only ticks when I'm not thinking of tomorrow," she said. Orion nodded. "Your future is shaped only when you stand fully in the now." Sarah shook her head. "But how will I protect myself?" "From what?" he asked. "From what might happen?" Orion placed a hand on a large brass clock. Its gears shimmered faintly. "The future is not an enemy. It is an echo, responding to the tone of your presence." He guided her to a wall of clocks that ran at different speeds. Some accelerate, some slow, some pause. Not because time changes, but because perception does. He handed her an hourglass. The sand inside flowed upward. Sarah gasped. Orion said, "Time is not moving backward. You are simply watching from a different angle." She touched the sand, mesmerized. "Is the future fixed?" "No," he said. "It is responsive, shaped by choices, guided by alignment." But fear cannot see clearly. That is why you feel blind. He took her clock and pressed it to his ear. Tell me, why do you seek certainty? Sarah hesitated. So I won't make the wrong choice. He nodded. You care more about avoiding error than living truth. She looked down, embarrassed. He continued, Tomorrow is not given to the careful. It is given to the sincere. Fearful decisions create fearful futures. Aligned decisions create aligned futures. He returned her clock. Your tomorrow is shaped by the you that meets today. Sarah stayed in the town for several weeks, observing her inner world. She noticed that whenever she acted from fear, pleasing others, avoiding risk, doubting herself, the clock fell silent. But when she acted from truth, even when uncertain, the clock ticked, not continuously, not loudly, just enough to affirm alignment. One day, she faced a decision she had avoided for years, to leave a job that secretly suffocated her. She stood at the threshold, fear on one side, truth on the other. Her mind spun with panic. She grasped the clock tightly. It was silent. She closed her eyes, breathed, felt her truth. In that stillness, the clock ticked, once, then again. She resigned. No fireworks, no instant clarity, just quiet certainty. Days later, opportunities emerged. Not spectacular, not flashy, but resonant. She followed them. Each time she acted from alignment, her clock confirmed with a soft click. She returned to Orion. I thought I needed to know the future to be safe, she said. But I only needed to know myself. Orion nodded. The future is not a destination. It is a mirror. He led her to a final clock, transparent, with no hands. This clock tells no time, he said, because the deepest truth is simple. Tomorrow arrives through who you are, not what you fear. Sarah asked, what becomes of those who fight time? Orion replied, they remain trapped in imagined futures, never meeting the one unfolding in front of them. He placed the transparent clock in her hands. Live so fully that tomorrow has no choice but to honor you. Sarah left, not with certainty about her future, but with trust. Her life became simpler. She made decisions not from fear of consequence, but from presence. She learned that time is not chasing you. It is walking with you. Those who ran from tomorrow missed the gift of today. Those who tried to manipulate time became tangled. But those who listened, trusted, and aligned shaped time gently. The Clockmaker of Tomorrow teaches that your future is not determined by prediction, but by participation. Time opens for those who are present. The moment you stop trying to control tomorrow, you begin shaping it.
Chapter 24, The Last Gift.
In a distant village nestled between high cliffs and deep forest, lived a teacher named Aveline, a woman known not for her words, but for her timing. She chose her lessons carefully, offering wisdom only when it would land. Those who came to her seeking guidance often left with something far more valuable, themselves. As she approached the end of her life, news spread. People traveled from afar to receive a final teaching, a last blessing, a final gift. They expected prophecy, secrets, instruction, something grand. Aveline welcomed them with quiet warmth. One by one, visitors entered her small stone house. Some asked for spiritual power, others asked how to avoid suffering. A few begged for answers they had chased their whole lives. Aveline listened to each, then offered a simple gesture: a cup of water, a seat by the fire, a question, a silence. Many left confused. Some left disappointed. A few left transformed. Among the visitors was a young woman named Junia, who had studied many paths: meditation, philosophy, esoteric texts. Yet the more she learned, the less she understood her own heart. She believed Aveline held the piece she was missing. When her turn came, she bowed deeply. "I have come to receive your last gift," Junia said. Aveline smiled gently. "What is missing from your life?" Junia hesitated. "I don't know. Something feels incomplete." Aveline nodded. "What have you sought?" Junia listed her pursuits: wisdom, serenity, purpose. She confessed she had chased knowledge, hoping it would reveal truth. Yet every teaching led to more questions. Aveline listened, then handed her a small wooden box. "This is my final gift," she said. Junia opened it eagerly, only to find a single seed. Disappointment flashed across her face. "A seed? I traveled so far." Aveline closed her eyes, resting. Junia waited, unsure what to do. Finally, she asked, "What does this seed grow into?" "Aveline, only what you nurture." Junia frowned. "That's not an answer." Aveline opened her eyes. "It is the only answer." Junia left, puzzled. She returned home and planted the seed out of obligation, rather than faith. Days passed. Nothing grew. She forgot about it. Months later, while cleaning her yard, she noticed a small sprout, delicate yet vibrant. Something stirred in her, a quiet recognition. She began tending it, watering gently, protecting it from wind. With time, it grew into a slender tree, unlike any she had seen, shimmering leaves that seemed to hold light. Still, she wondered, what is the gift? As years passed, the tree grew tall, a sanctuary formed beneath its branches. Whenever Junia sat with it, her thoughts softened, her heart settled. The tree offered no answers, only presence. One afternoon, she realized she no longer felt incomplete. Not because she knew more, but because she was at peace with not knowing. She saw that seeking had been her identity, and the seed had been her teacher. The seed taught her growth cannot be rushed. Clarity does not come from grasping. Nurturing is transformation. The gift was not the tree. It was who she became while tending it. Years later, Junia returned to the village. She found Aveline's home quiet. The teacher had passed peacefully. Villagers told her that Aveline had left no writings, no inheritance, only the memory of her presence. Junia visited Aveline's resting place, a simple stone beneath an old cedar. She placed a single leaf from her tree upon the stone and whispered, "I understand." Aveline's final gift had been a mirror, a seed that reflected Junia's readiness. Some people needed knowledge, some needed challenge. Junia needed to soften, to stop chasing and start nurturing. Junia began offering guidance to others, not by giving answers, but by giving presence. She carried seeds with her, not magical, just ordinary, and offered them to those who sought certainty. Some understood, some resented the simplicity, a few planted them. She realized that every seed grows differently, shaped by the soil, the hands, the intention. Aveline had known this. Truth is not something you receive, it is something you grow into. The last gift teaches that the greatest wisdom is not delivered, it is cultivated. Not taught, embodied, not possessed, lived. Some gifts arrive as mysteries. Only when nourished do they reveal themselves. The seed was not the lesson, Junior was. You have traveled far, through forests that listen, rivers that remember, houses built from intention, and stars that teach surrender. Each story is a doorway, each lesson a mirror, but no tale gives you answers. Instead, they hand you a seed, an invitation to grow truth within yourself. Nothing in these teachings asks for belief. They ask only for honesty. You are not here to accumulate wisdom. You are here to become it. The unknown is not an enemy. It is a field. Walk it with presence. The future does not demand certainty, only sincerity. Every moment is a teacher. Every breath is a choice. Every choice is a thread. Every thread is the beginning of a new story. Look within, not to find something new, but to remember what has always been waiting. If this journey stirred something within you, a question, a memory, a quiet recognition, let it lead you. Share your reflections below, like, subscribe, and join us as we continue exploring the hidden landscapes of consciousness here on Positive Vortex. Your path is unfolding. Walk with intention.